favorite topic, compliance. As you may already know, the real estate business is highly regulated by the state and federal governments. Therefore, we have to have policies, procedures, and best practices in place and monitor them to make sure they're working as intended and update them as needed. The handouts in front of you that are passed out are for the two of the three main topic areas. The first one is earnest money deposits, and the second one is related to the compliance disclosure documents. So a company of our size, as you know, takes in large amounts of earnest money deposits, which belongs to our customers. So our escrow accounts have strict requirements by the state. So the first page is a checklist that identifies how the process should work under normal circumstances. It's just a guide of what to look for when you receive an EMD. The second page is similar information as the first page, but it is in a process narrative format instead of a checklist format. Again, it's just a guide of things to check for when you receive an EMD. The third page is our company EMD policy. Every agent in your office should have read and signed this policy, acknowledging and agreeing that they will follow the policy. So if you know of any agents that don't know about this policy, show it to them. The fourth page is a copy of the company receipt and agreement form. This form is currently being reviewed by management and may change slightly in the future as we transition over to profit policy under our EMD system. And the fifth and last page in that packet is an example of an addendum that should be used in case an EMD is going to be deposited late. It needs to be signed by the buyers and sellers. Using an addendum such as this could get the EMD back into compliance with 2-day banking rule. So I know there's only a couple of offices that use this sort of an addendum, but it's a good practice. So the second packet of handouts is for process number 2, which is the review of documents turned in by salespeople. In most cases, administrative staff will review a transaction file for existence of documents, but doesn't check to see if the documents are accurate and complete. So the main point here is to go a step further and check to see if the documents are accurate and complete. Related documents that I'm talking about are the agency disclosure, affiliated business arrangement disclosure, exclusive right to sell on the list side, and the buyer agency agreement on the sales side, a seller's disclosure, lead paint, and then the purchase agreement. What I see a lot is a lot of blanks in these documents, so just check to make sure they're accurate and as complete as possible. So the main focus here is to make sure everything is signed, dated, accurate, and as complete as possible, like I just said. So agency disclosure should be the first document that is signed and dated. If the purchase agreement and all compliance disclosure documents are signed and dated on the same day, this typically indicates that an agent has been working with a customer for a while, but did not sign any documents until they were ready to make an offer. And this happens all the time. So just be aware of that. These dates are important because we need to identify when a relationship between the salesperson and the customer actually began. So that's it for the first 2 packets. There's a third area that we monitored related to the broker administrative fee, but we're not going to discuss that today. I am going to try to send everybody this electronically so you'll have it in the email. So these are the main areas that we're currently focusing on. I know each branch has their own customized checklist of documents that you typically check for, but the ones mentioned here are related to compliance with state and federal law. So keep in mind that these processes are a work in progress, and they continue to change as we find issues along the way. The main points here are to make you aware of certain things you should be checking for when an agent turns in an EMD or transaction file documents. Anybody have any questions? Yes.
What we're seeing a lot is selling the houses that we flip. You get seller number listed across the disclosure. So what do you do? Well, we can ask for the chances are
Right. I do see that quite a bit, and I do actually see the seller or the buyer sign and date the document. But I don't think that's happening too often anymore. So I would probably wouldn't worry about going back and trying to get it completed afterwards.
What about a different process, like you seem to do a lot of trusts, and they do that, they say they've never lived in a house.
Right, I think that's-
Is that acceptable?
I think so. Anything else?
What about
What was the
a
question?
landlord situation? Where the landlord really knows what's going on with the house, but they'll write in there.
Yeah. I mean, these things typically raise flags when somebody doesn't want to fill in the seller's disclosure. But to go back and try to get them to disclose all that is almost impossible.
No, but we should have that initially, right? And saying, even if that's charged.
Well, they should turn it in with the rest of their documents. Anything else? Kevin or Josh, you think I forgot anything or anything you'd like to
I'll
add?
throw one thing out there real quick. So the whole incomplete deposit thing, that will go away. There will be no such thing as incomplete deposit anymore. And there also, this will facilitate us notifying you very quickly on, hey, this deposit is over X number of days old. It's no closed deal. It is still a live transaction, or do we got to figure out who it goes to? So it's not 3 years later, and I'm calling you going, hey, you know the agent that left 3 years ago? Do you know where they are? So this should make a lot of life.
All right, thank you for your time.